Today we have Mr. Ananth Subramanian, the CTO of Kotak Mutual Fund with us. Hello sir, thank you so much for joining the 5th edition of Annual Cloud Summit and looking forward to see you next time as well. So coming from the BFSI sector, a lot of scrutiny has been introduced in today's time. DPTP Act, then we are talking about new innovations and tool and also managing the risk associated with it. And that's a very key challenge even if you have cloud and data warehouses already being settled out. How do you think we can tackle this issue, sir? And what is actually the main challenge?
So yes, you rightly pointed out it's a huge challenge for all these stakeholders out there who have customer data at their place. Okay, the biggest challenge is to know where is your data actually lying. Today you don't even know because you may be having data lying in your premises, something on cloud, something that is being given out to third party. How do you ensure that any of this is not actually available for anyone else to consume without the actual authority? It's very, very essential that you know who's doing what, who's the owner of the data. Today, there will be a single part of data which is lying in a file server, but who's actually owning it? I mean, does the person even know that, okay, he's the custodian of this particular information or not? Does he even have the right to actually talk about it to any other third party? So these are some of the challenges that we need to kind of work upon, and fortunately as an industry we have all come together, and trying to kind of work around these challenges to roll out a framework which will help us, achieve some of these things. Especially data on the cloud, very, very essential. When we look at, say, even customer analytics happening out there and stuff, how do you keep this completely safe? So we have been doing things kind of, people may obviously want analytics to come on their devices, for them to sales, but then is it safe enough to give it? So fortunately we have had having platforms which is helping us integrate some of these challenges, kind of mitigating some of these challenges to see to it that even if you have data on the cloud, they can't actually go out of the ecosystem of your network without the right, controls in place. It's essential that you have the right governance practices, the best governance practices in place. See to it that there is a complete monitoring, observability happening, and you know exactly where what is moving.
And so regarding the mutual fund sector, like how do you think that this sector is changing very rapidly in India as compared to the last year? And what your viewpoint is when it comes to technology such as AI also coming on board? How do you think this particular sector in BFSI is going to be transformed?
Oh, it's going to be transforming huge. I mean, you can look at reports where the inflows are uh, going into the mutual funds a lot more than what it used to be. People are aware about how SIPs actually work. The new Gen Zs, all the young generation have understood the power of the SIP, right? Markets will go up, down, but over a sustained period, if you keep your investment rational, very, very practical and very, very clear, I think it does give those right dividends. It's all about long-term investments. There's no overnight money being made here, okay? So even if the markets go up, down, or whatever, and that's awareness that has happened. There's been a lot of investor education programs that have been run across the country, across the industry, and people have now realized the power of some of these platforms. Why investing in a mutual fund is a lot more safer than actually entering the market directly. So I mean, these steps have been helping the industry, the regulator, the kind of controls that he also has brought in. It has helped the industry bring in a lot of discipline into some of the investment practices, and the controls around it, the entire controls around the investment practices, and that is help building the trust. It is the trust that the investor has, from the good old days to what it is now, is far, far more higher. And it's very important that organizations like us kind of see to it that the trust is not broken. So we keep on improving, working on these technologies, on building these platforms, improving governance, putting in those controls to see that the trust is never ever diluted at any point of time.
And that's how it is. You have to know that how the market is changing, even if you want to utilize technology in the right way. And that's what the new focus I'm sure that we are bringing in India as well. So thank you so much for joining.
My
If I
pleasure.
may also ask regarding the summit itself, how the experience has been so far for
Oh,
you,
it's
if I
been a
may ask?
wonderful experience. I've been coming to ETCIO summits quite often, and the standards that they have, the speakers that they bring in, the knowledge that one gathers out here is absolutely phenomenal. I encourage people to keep coming to these programs. Technology is changing rapidly. If you want to get the best out of what is happening, please be here.
No, absolutely right, sir. And this is a time for the change for India as well. So looking forward to have more of the conversations with you and to see you at ETCIO Summit. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.